Hello everyone, welcome to this series on literary terms and literary theories. If you want to study the notes related to this term or MCQs related to this topic, then click the link given in the description. We are also starting our offline and online classes for the preparation of UGC NET of English Literature, so stay connected with us. So let us start today's term, Bowdlerize. Bowdlerization, named after Reverend Thomas Bowdler, refers to the act of expurgating or censoring literary works by removing passages considered indecent, offensive, or inappropriate. This video explores the historical context and impact of Bowdlerization on various literary works, the motivations behind such censorship, and the implications it had on readers and the literary world. In 1818, Reverend Thomas Bowdler published The Family Shakespeare, an early example of Bowdlerization. His intent was to produce an edition of Shakespeare's plays that could be read aloud in mixed gender settings, including families with women and children. To achieve this, Bowdler removed passages he deemed unsuitable for a gentleman in a company of ladies, focusing on sexual content, violence, and coarse language. Bowdlerization was not limited to Shakespeare. Many editions of Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift were Bowdlerized, particularly in versions intended for young readers. The censorship aimed to remove politically subversive or morally challenging content. Similarly, Shakespeare's plays underwent Bowdlerization in editions designed for young audiences, removing adult themes, sexual innuendos, and violent scenes. Even the Arabian Nights, a collection of Middle Eastern tales, faced Bowdlerization to make it more acceptable to young readers. Another example includes the works of Geoffrey Chaucer. Before the liberalization of propriety standards in the 1920s, Chaucer's works were sometimes edited to align with prevailing moral sensibilities. The motivations behind Bowdlerizations were varied. It sought to uphold societal norms, protect the perceived innocence of young readers, and act as a form of censorship. Publishers also aimed to widen the market for literary works by making them acceptable to a broader audience, including parents and educational institutions. However, Bowdlerization had several implications. It resulted in altered versions of literary works, distorting the original intent of the authors. Censored editions failed to accurately represent the social and historical contexts in which the works were written. Readers were shielded from potentially challenging or thought-provoking content, limiting their exposure to diverse perspectives. Over the time, the liberalization of propriety standards led to a decline in Bowdlerization practices. Critics argued that Bowdlerization compromised artistic integrity, hindered critical thinking, and perpetuated cultural biases. As a result, the practice of Bowdlerization diminished, allowing literature to be appreciated in its original form and diverse perspectives. In conclusion, Bowdlerization, though initially driven by a desire to maintain propriety, had significant implications on the literary landscape. It altered the way readers engaged with and understood the works, limiting their exposure to complex themes and ideas. As societal norms evolved, literature could be appreciated in its true form, with its richness and diverse viewpoints intact. So this was the discussion on the term Bowdlerize. We'll meet in next video with some other term. Until then, thank you and goodbye.